Welcome students in unit 2 of class 11 introduction to Python in the subject of IP. Here we will discuss data types, expressions, input and output, comments and debugging. Let's see data types. Each value is an object. In context of Python, each value is an object and has a data type associated with it. Each and every value in the Python is associated with a data type. Different category of data type is here. Let's see one by one. Numeric data type stores numeric values. One of the most distinguished features of Python is that we don't really have to declare a numeric value to define its type. Python can easily differentiate one data type from another data type when you write and run your statement. There are different categories of numeric data type: integer, floating, complex. The integer represents whole numbers without any fractional part. Without any fractional part. They can be positive or negative and have unlimited size in Python. Floating point numbers denote real numbers or floating point values, numbers with fractional part. Floating point numbers are written with decimal points that separates the integer from fractional numbers. Complex number. The complex numbers in Python are made up of pair of real and imaginary numbers. This is not in our course, so we will not discuss here. The Boolean data type represents one of two values, true or false. In numeric, we can assume as 0 and non-zero values. Another data type is none. This is a special type of data type with a single value. It is used to signify the absence of value to false in a situation when condition is false. It is represented by none. Some other data types are here: sequences, which includes string, tuple and list. These three will be discussed in later chapters. And mapping, this is also a chapter in class 11 syllabus, so we will discuss these topics later on. The keyword used in respect of these data types are: for integer it is int, for floating it is float, for boolean it is bool, for a string it is str. To see the address of variables created using these data types, we can use we can use id method. To see the data type of the variable, we will use the type method. Let us see in the Python how to use id and type method to see address and type of variable. Let's see the method id and type in Python. Here we are having one variable k stores value 9. I want to check the id, the address of the variable k. What I will write, I will use id method and write k in between the bracket. Let's see the output of this program. Here we will see that one address is being displayed here. This is the address of k where the value is stored as 9. Now I want to check the type of k. Here it has stored one whole value, so it must be integer. Let's see what will be the result. It is showing it is an integer. It is integer type variable. Here we have seen. Let's see some more example of a string. I want to store kv, kvs. Here again I want to check the type of variable. Here I have stored a text value, string value, so it is showing str as a type. So this is the way we can check. We can use id and type method to check address and type of variable in Python. Next, the data types are divided in two categories: mutable and immutable data types. Mutable data types are those data types when value of the variable can be changed. In immutable data type, the value cannot be changed. Size of the object can be changed in the mutable data type, but the size of the variable cannot be changed in the immutable data type. The example of mutable data type in Python is list, dictionary, while in immutable data type, where size and value cannot be changed in the variable, those are tuple and string. So this is the difference between mutable and immutable data types. Next, expression in Python. Expression are the statements which are written in the Python to evaluate something and results in the value. It may be a combination of values or variables and operators. Some constant value may also be come in the expression. Here is an example: 6 minus 3 multiplied 2 plus 7 minus 1. This is an expression which is evaluated as 6. Next, how to write the mathematical expression in Python. It is an important part of the Python. What we write in mathematics, but what we will write in Python is different. We must follow some syntaxes or the way of writing the expression in the Python. Here are some examples. The y algebraic expression y equal to 3 x upon y will be written in Python as y equal to 3 multiply y bracket x divide symbol, divide operator y and bracket close. One character after each character will one character will come or one symbol will come after each symbol in the Python expression. We cannot write one thing upon another thing in the Python. In another example, k equal to 4mn plus 2. Here in Python we will write like k equal to 4 multiply, all the time we must mention the operator, 4 multiply m multiply n multiply plus 2. We have to write the complete statement along with operators. In next example, m equal to a plus 2 divided by a minus 1. So I have already told you each and every character will be written separately in the Python expression. M equal to, first we will write bracket, then a operator plus 2 bracket, one by one we have to write each and every character or symbol in the Python expression. Divide bracket a minus 1 bracket. This is the complete expression or statement of the Python. How we will write in Python is totally different from the what we write in mathematics. Next, let us see the differences between Python expression and Python statement, how they are different to each other. Expression is a combination of operator and operands. Operands may be variable or value. And operators, we already discussed many operators. Then expression is a combination of operators and operands. While any any programming instruction may be a syntax. Any programming instruction which is as per the syntax of the Python is a statement. Next, the expression represents some value. The result of the expression is a value, while statement is given to execute a task. Like whenever we want to print something, this is the statement and we are just printing the value. Output of expression is always a value. We all know about that. The expression is always evaluated in a value. Statement may or may not be a may or may not return the value. Sometimes it may return, or sometimes it may not return the value. Here are some examples. An expression is written here, 5 multiplied by 7 plus 4 divided by 2. It will result in some mathematical value. While print KVS RO Jaipur is a simple statement which will be executed and display KVS RO Jaipur. Now we will see the precedence of operators. What will be the precedence of operators? Just like the mathematics operators, we have the operator precedences so that they will be evaluated accordingly. The bracket is at the highest precedence, then exponential, then division, integer division, multiply, modulus, and plus and minus. This is the order of precedence to evaluate an arithmetic operation, arithmetic expression in Python. Let's see one example. Here we are having one example. X equal to 3 plus 4 multiplied by 5 plus 4 minus 2 in the bracket. So as per the precedence, the bracket will be solved first, then we will solve 4 minus 2, it will be 2. Then we have to solve multiply or plus. We have to solve multiply, it will be 20, 3 plus 20 plus 2. Then we will add all the variables and it will be 25. So as per the precedence, we have to evaluate the mathematical expression in the Python. Next we will see the commands in the Python. The commands are the non-executable statements of the Python. That means these statements does not have any effect on the code, Python code. They are just written in the code to increase the readability and understandability. Here we are having two types of commands in Python. One is single line command and another one is multi-line command. Single line command commands only single line. For example, we are having two statements in Python, a equal to 7 and print a. I have written a single line command in front of a equal to 7. 7 is assigned to a variable assigned to the variable a. This is a single line command, so the statement will not be executed at all in the Python. A equal to 7 will be executed, but the statement written in the command will not execute. Print a will execute, but the statement written with hash symbol will not execute. Here hash symbol is used to comment a single line. All the time we must mention the hash symbol. If we want to write comment, single line comment multiple times, I must write hash symbol with it. Next, multi-line comment. Multi-line comment is used to comment multiple lines. We have to start with triple quote and end with triple quote. Here in this example, 3 lines are here written here, and I want to comment all 3 lines. I could write hash symbol before all 3 lines, but if I have multi-line comment, I will write triple quote at the beginning of first statement and at the end of last statement I will close with triple quote. So this is all about single line comment and multi-line comment, which are not having any effect on the code. Next, we will see input and output in Python. How will we take input from user and display our result in the output screen? To input and output in the Python, we use input method and print method. Input method is used to take input from user, while print method is used to display the message or result in the output. Let's see some examples. Name. Name is a variable, and I have written here one method input and given a message, enter your name. Then the output will be enter your name, and the cursor will blink and it will stop to accept the value. It will not move to the next statement until we will not take any input. We will write some value, then the cursor will the program execution will start and it will move to next statement. Next statement is here. Here we are inputting, we are accepting one value, integer value. Int statement is written here. Integer value to accept, enter your marks out of 500. This is the message. What we have written in double quote will be displayed as a text message. Input is also used here, but in integer. So the output will be enter your marks out of 500. It is a text message. It will display as it is. Then it will stop to take the input value, because we are using here input method. When we will provide any value, the cursor will move ahead, and to display the output we will use print method. print method, what we are writing here, whatever we write, whatever we will write in the double quote, it will display as it is. Here your name is, it is written in double quote, so it will be displayed in the same manner. But name is not written in double quote because it is a variable and one value is stored in the name Manasvi. So here this is the variable and it is not written in double quote or single quote, so it will display its value. It display Manasvi. Here your output will be your name is, because it is written in double quote, it will display as it is, and the name is the variable. What value is stored in the name will display here. Next, in the next print statement, we will see I want to display marks of the student. Let us see what will be the output of this print statement. First, the thing written in double quote will be displayed as it is. You got will display as it is. You got, but marks is not written in double quote. So what we have stored in marks? We have stored 453. The variable marks contains 453. Now you got will be the text message. It will be displayed as it is. You got marks will be 453. You got 453 again in double quote marks. So it will be displayed as you got 453 marks. Let's see the output. You got 453 marks. The variable will be replaced by its value. In this manner we can get output, and we can take input using input method. By default, the input method accepts the text value. If we will write, if we will not write anything before input, it will take text value. And when we will write integer, float, then it will take the value accordingly. Next, we will see what is debugging. Debugging is the process of locating and removing the errors from the program. As we know, whenever we write something, we get the error. Sometimes we are writing the program, we may have some errors. So how to find those errors and how to remove those errors? The process is known as debugging. In this example, we are having one code having some errors. So we will check how to debug it. First, in first statement, we will see in first statement the a equal to 8 and b equal to 7 is written in single line. We cannot write in such a manner. For that, we must write either a comma b equal to 8 comma 7. This is correct statement. Otherwise we can write in different statements, but in single statement separated by comma it is not possible to write, syntactically wrong. In next statement, sum equal to a plus b, it is correct, there is no error. But in next statement, when we are printing the result, print sum of two number equal to, this is not a variable, variable is sum. So sum can be written without single quote or double quote, but because it is variable. But sum of two numbers equal to, it is not a variable, so it may be a text value. It must be written in single or double quote so that the text message will be displayed as it is sum of two numbers equal to, then its value will be displayed. So I have written here first error in the first statement, then at the last statement we are having error due to non-use of due to not using double quotes in the print statement to display the text. If we will see the output of this code, the output will be sum of two numbers equal to sum is a variable, the value of variable is 50. Sum of two numbers equal to 50. Till here we have discussed many things like operator, data type, expression, statements, comments, debugging and different input output methods. I hope you understand everything, and this video lesson will help you to understand different things of the